In the heart of Bordeaux, France, where vineyards produce wines renowned worldwide, a silent danger lurks. Wild boar hunting is difficult, as they are armed with huge tusks and instincts honed over centuries, charging through rows of precious Merlot and Cabernet vines, leaving chaos in their wake. France's National Hunting and Wildlife Service estimates that more than 1.5 million wild boars are roaming the country, with each sow birthing up to 12 piglets annually, causing farmers to lose up to $34 million 0 cents in crops just in Nouvelle-Aquitaine. Every trampled vine is a heavy blow to Bordeaux's legacy. Enter Ethan, Clara, Mason and Luke, 4 American hunters, tasked with protecting this iconic land, facing high stakes Before dawn, Ethan's team gathered at a Bordeaux lodge, the air filled with anticipation. They had their permits as chasseur hunting licenses, which were issued through rigorous ECFS wildlife and safety tests. The C-type rifles were 20 dual semi-automatics that were inspected, unloaded, and declared according to French law. Orange reflective vests were worn and mandatory insurance papers were checked. The hounds were prepared to track down wild boar. The plan this time was a concentrated hunt where the dogs would drive wild boar toward the hunter on duty, valid from June 1 to February 28. Ethan's voice was even. We mapped the terrain, tested every rifle, and strictly followed French regulations. As light enveloped the Saint-Emilion vineyard, the team moved. Dogs barked, and a 200-pound boar burst from the vineyard, its hooves crushing the grapes. Ethan stood guard on a hillside, his rifle aimed at him. His shot rang out, neutralising the boar with pinpoint accuracy, saving a crucial harvest. Another boar burst through the trees, its massive frame a menace. Clara, breathing hard, chased it down and stopped it with a clean shot. The vineyard was filled with tension. This boar hunt, a race to save Bordeaux's lifeblood. The hunting party did not stop, but moved into the dense forest near the Bordeaux, where Mason's team set up an ambush. Hiding in a hidden spot, Mason kept his rifle loaded until the right moment came, by safety regulations. A wild boar charged toward a vineyard. His quick shot brought it down, much to the relief of the hunting party. Luke, who had been lurking nearby, spotted a wild boar feeding. His calculated actions stopped it before the harvest was ruined. But every boar hunt has its challenges. In the open fields of Pomerol, Clara's boar hunting team responds to a farmer's desperate call for help. They post the required chasse en cours sign, and their rifles are ready. A boar is grazing unnoticed. Clara tries to neutralize it, but a shot misses. The boar dodges faster than he does. Luke aims at another boar crossing the grass, but the rough terrain distracts him and he misses by inches, following ONCFS regulations and avoiding nearby houses. Ethan guards a vine path. A boar charges at him, but his shot goes astray. How did we miss? Clara ponders. So where do you think the hunters went wrong? For every failed hunt, a hunting dog is the perfect choice. On boar hunts in Bordeaux, trained hunting dogs are allies who offer distinct advantages while still adhering to French policies. Their sense of smell detects boars lurking in vineyards, drawing them toward hunters for accurate shots, as required by the French National Hunting and Wildlife Service from September to February. The dog's agility outweighs the boar's erratic movements. Under ONCFES regulations, dogs must wear bells for tracking and observation, ensuring safety, and hunters must have liability insurance to cover potential incidents. Across rural America, a single farmer wages a determined fight against an invasive pest that damages crops, disrupts fields, and occasionally threatens livestock. These wild hogs, also known as wild boars, were introduced by early settlers and spread through hunting activities. Now, widespread, they thrive due to their adaptability and rapid breeding, harming farmland from Texas to California. One farmer, using rifles, traps, and trained dogs, stands firm to protect his livelihood, with support from government programs. This story follows his efforts across key US regions. In East Texas, where wild hogs are a common problem, farmer David protects his cotton fields. Hogs uproot plants, leaving bare patches and costing him thousands in losses. Drawing on his experience with net traps inspired by your interest in hunting strategies, David sets up a corral trap with corn bait and a remote activated gate. One evening, his phone alerts him to hogs inside. He triggers the gate, capturing them before they cause more damage. For hogs that evade traps, David hunts at dawn, spotting one near his field and stopping it with a precise shot.
Yeah, there you go.
Trapping captures multiple hogs efficiently, as supported by the USDA's management program. David's efforts safeguarding his cotton crops, preserving his income. On on California's central coast, where hogs roam freely, David defends his vineyard, a secondary operation he manages. Hogs dig up grapevines, harming his business and local woodlands. Using skills from his Texas hunts, David joins permitted night hunts with night vision scopes. One night, he tracks a hog in the vineyard and fires a clean shot, stopping it. California's wildlife agencies support controlled hunts, and night vision scenes, like those on Ultimate Night Vision, highlight the action. David's fencing and hunting protect his vineyard and the region's ecosystem. In Tennessee, where hogs are found in most counties, David protects a leased soybean field. Hogs trample crops and carry diseases like pseudo-rabies, risking livestock. Tennessee's flexible rules allow him to hunt hogs year-round, including at night with thermal scopes in certain months. One morning, his trained dogs, inspired by your interest in dog-assisted hunting, bark loudly, flushing a hog from the brush. David fires, stopping it before it reaches his crops. Tennessee's policies enable quick action, and dog-assisted hunts showcase David's skill. His efforts reduce crop losses on the leased land. In South Carolina, where wild hogs frequently cross the river, David manages a small rice field. hogs destroy crops and compete with wildlife such as deer. He hunts in a nearby wildlife management area, spots a hog on the riverbank and stops it with a well-aimed shot. He uses the skills he has honed over 6 months to capture the hogs, adapting techniques from Texas. South Carolina's open hunting season encourages control, which proves practical. David's work protects his rice field and the local ecosystem. The USDA's Wild Swine program supports farmers like David. In states like Oregon, teams remove new hog populations. These efforts, shown in educational videos, highlight collaboration. Hogs harm crops and water systems, but the USDA's strategies help David limit their spread. To confront a wild hog, a 200-pound giant with sharp tusks and a knockdown instinct, you need a durable arsenal of skills to back it up. Your primary weapon is the AGM Rattler TS-25, 384 thermal sight, which can detect heat signatures up to 400 yards through brush or fog. In addition to your weapon, you'll need to be safe in your gear, wearing dark, silent clothing and sturdy shoes to move undetected. But gear alone isn't enough to train relentlessly. Spend hours at the range, aiming your rifle at 50 and 100 yards, practicing rapid-fire shooting to simulate the chaos of a wild hog attack. Is taking on wild hogs in the middle of the night an effective method for Texas? As a hunter, you need to prepare like a seasoned agent. Get permission from landowners in Texas. No permit is required to hunt wild hogs on private land. Choose a moonless or cloudy night to get your thermal scopes lit up, and always check the wind because wild hog noses can smell you from a mile away. Zero your sights at 100 yards and make sure your thermal batteries are fully charged. A broken scope is the worst enemy on the job that you can't afford. From your truck or elevated vantage point, scan the entire field with a thermal scope, locking on to the glowing silhouettes of a herd of 10 to 50 hogs. Aim for the heaviest leaders and note their locations on your GPS. Now, move forward stealthily, crouching low using the fence to conceal your approach. Stop and scan every 50 yards to track their movements, as hogs are fast and unpredictable. Through the thermal scope, aim for the key area to take out the leader. With the semi-automatic fire of the AR-15, you can take out multiple targets before they disperse, but each shot must be accurate. A wounded hog can charge at 20 MP, so hunting regulations apply. After the gunshot, scan the area with your thermal to detect the collection of the hogs. Respect local rules. Some landowners want to clear the carcasses, others leave them for scavengers, which is a no-no that can disrupt the ecosystem. Record the number of wild boar knocked down to track the impact of the hunt, knowing that each pig you take down is a direct hit to their destructive rage. What happens if you screw up? Ruin wild hog hunt and you'll not only lose a night, but risk disaster.
Right there.
A missed shot will scatter the herd, causing them to disappear and destroy more fields. Worse yet, a wounded 300-pound hog can turn predatory, charging at you. In 2023, a Texas hunter learned this the hard way, ending his wild hog hunt after a missed shot enraged his target. Walk into the wind and the hog's keen nose will chase you a mile away, disappearing before you get close.
Hey!
Worst of all, misread the scope and shoot a protected deer instead of a hog, and you'll face fines or jail time. Every mistake is a win for the hogs, leaving farmers deep in the red. Why is it so important to deal with it? Wild hogs are a crisis with a rapidly growing population of 3 million in Texas. Without aggressive hunting, their numbers could double in a decade, costing billions more dollars. But uncontrolled hunting, ignoring regulations that leave injured hogs, or overhunting can be counterproductive, disturbing local wildlife or triggering legal and community backlash. Hunters must work with landowners, comply with Texas's license-free hog hunting regulations, and hunt ethically to keep the fight clean. Without proper management, the hogs will take over, leaving the land devastated. Can you stop the wild hog nightmare? It's a quiet night on a farm in America's heartland. Corn rustles gently in the wind until a flashlight cuts through the darkness, revealing a chilling sight. Wild hogs tearing through crops, destroying everything in their path. In minutes, these 300-pound invaders have destroyed farmers' livelihoods. With more than 5 million wild hogs roaming 35 states, causing $2 billion, 0 cents, in damage each year, the creatures are devastating fields, ecosystems, and even spreading diseases like brucellosis. They reproduce quickly, thrive wherever they go, and are nearly impossible to stop. With 135 hunts underway, farmers are fighting back with traps. Join the high-stakes battle to save America's heartland from this wild nightmare. With traditional methods no longer effective, the fight against wild boar depends on innovation. Old-fashioned rifle and dog hunts may take down a few boars, but the survivors are becoming smarter, adopting nocturnal habits and spreading out into the darkness. Helicopter hunts are flashy but have a huge environmental impact, making it increasingly difficult to deal with wild boar. Into the game-changing traps with net traps like the Boar, Brig and Boar Buster. These aren't your run-of-the-mill cage traps that catch half the herd. Instead, farmers use lightweight, durable and highly effective net traps that can trap up to 20 boars at a time, with an 88% success rate. As a farmer watches the live broadcast on his phone, the boars are sniffing out the fermented corn bait. One perfect drop and the net falls and traps the whole herd. This high precision is why net traps are rewriting the rules of hunting, giving farmers a fighting chance where bullets and dogs just can't. Net traps work best when paired with technology that outmaneuvers wild boars. These animals are quick to learn, avoiding traps they've encountered before. Farmers counter this by using motion sensor cameras and smartphone apps, which enable them to monitor traps remotely and trigger them at the right moment. Night vision equipment helps track boars in the dark, while data on their feeding patterns guides trap placement. It's a tense process. One wrong setup, like a misplaced camera or poorly timed trigger, can send the boars running. But when it works, the payoff is huge. An entire group caught in one drop. This blend of strategy and tech keeps farmers one step ahead, turning a challenging fight into a winnable one, even as every trap set carries the risk of coming up empty. Wild hog control poses difficult questions. Net traps are designed to minimize harm compared to wire cage traps, but catching a 300-pound wild hog is no easy task. Wildlife experts agree that wild hogs are necessary. They do not belong in the US ecosystem and cause too much damage to ignore. But farmers and hunters face the challenge of doing so responsibly. State laws complicate matters further, with Texas allowing immediate culling, but other states requiring permits, slowing efforts. Future solutions, such as sterilization or genetic control, are being developed but are years away. For now, net traps offer a practical, less harmful option that helps farmers protect their land while navigating the ethical and legal complexities of managing an invasive species. The fight isn't over, but the momentum is building. The next time you drive through a Texas field, you'll see something unexpected. Titan, the largest wild hog ever seen in Hill County, turned a quiet Texas neighborhood into a war zone. The 800-pound creature with massive tusks caused a crash on County Road 12 when a pickup truck swerved to avoid it, but fortunately the occupants were able to get to the hospital safely. Fences were smashed, lawns trampled, and hoof prints were left deep. In Season 2, traps failed and nighttime rifle shots missed their target, making Titan bolder and more dangerous. As the town panicked and accidents continued, the farmer knew that Titan had to be stopped with bullets or barricades before it caused more trouble. The start of summer is the peak season for wild hogs, with Titans roaming around hungry and desperate. The farmer grabs a .38 108 rifle loaded with heavy gauge bullets to dispatch them quickly. Texas allows wild hog hunting year-round, but the heat of summer makes Titans more active, attacking roads at dusk. A good shot is important, as a miss can send the Titans disappearing, and they become smarter and harder to track. But hunting isn't enough. Titans keep escaping, and the neighborhood needs protection now. A wildlife expert urged a smarter plan. Fence the Titan in first, then hunt it if necessary. The farmer pulled 48-inch galvanized wild hog shields from Tractor Supply. They're 4x4-inch mesh made to stop a charging hog. T-posts and heavy-duty electrical wire were added to deliver the Titan's shock. The setup was aimed at the edge of the road, where the Titan crossed from the woods. The shields were buried a foot deep to prevent digging, and solar chargers powered two 6- and 24-inch wires to deliver a safe but powerful shock. You should also know that woven wire mesh fencing is a strong and humane solution. To prevent pigs from digging underneath, the fence must be buried 12 inches deep and 48 inches high to prevent wild boars from getting through. Woven fences can withstand the force of a mid-sized pickup truck like a 4,000 to 5,000 pound Ford Ranger crashing into them at 15 amp, according to tests by the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension. At $2.00 a foot, they're ideal for small farms or yards near roads, where wild boars are known to cause havoc. Do you know, when is the best time to hunt in Texas? Summer is the ideal time to hunt wild hogs, with relaxed state regulations allowing year-round hunting to limit their destructive impact. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department actively supports this effort. Stable summer weather, with temperatures often reaching 90 degrees Fahrenheit and clear skies, increases hunter visibility for wild hogs. This makes it easier for hunters to track and knock down wild hogs. But the heat can be difficult for even seasoned hunters. According to Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, when summer conditions remain stable without heavy rain or storms, hunters across Texas can take more than 500,000 wild hogs each year. This robust intervention helps protect rural communities from property damage, such as trampled crops and broken fences, while reducing road accidents caused by wild boars, ensuring safer landscapes and sustainable agriculture. Two wolves remain a serious problem in the Wyoming wilderness, wreaking havoc on sheep ranches. Each sheep attack costs farmers $200, putting them in dire straits. Nationwide, these attacks are estimated to cost the economy more than $30 million annually. In response, more than 60,000 people have joined protests, calling for the government to take drastic action to address the problem. If you are a farmer facing this threat, what would you do to protect your livestock? Share your solutions. As wolf attacks became more serious, farmers were forced to find more drastic solutions to protect their sheep. More than 70,000 people took to the streets to protest and demand a quick solution from the government. As a result, professionally trained hunting dogs combined with GPS technology tracked and chased away wolves for farmers. In just 3 months, attacks dropped by 60% and more than 3,800 wolves were knocked down, giving farmers new hope. However, strict regulations on hunting licenses were maintained to ensure the humanness and safety of hunters and animals. While effective, baiting can attract unrelated animals, adding to the hunter's risk while hunting. Some hunters believe that preparing carcasses is a way to gain more time to approach wolves without interrupting the hunt. If you are a hunter, are you in favour of this approach? Wolf hunting in Wyoming is always stressful. Hunters not only use bait but also make use of a rabbit-like device, invented in 2008 by a group of local hunters. This device attracts wolves more effectively than carrion because it accurately imitates the sounds that the animals cannot resist. However, wolves are very alert and quickly detect hunters in their natural environment. Therefore, hunters must disguise themselves carefully, wear dark clothes, and remain silent to avoid being discovered. While dealing with wolves is a serious issue for farmers, another silent threat comes from the red fox. In states like Oregon, where over 3,000 chicken farms operate, red foxes have been wreaking havoc for more than 10 years. Each year, farmers lose thousands of chickens to these nocturnal predators. The problem is particularly severe because fox cubs dig burrows near farms, making it harder to control the population. With chicken farms sprawling across the area, foxes thrive on the abundance of resources, leaving farmers in a constant battle for survival. In areas like Montana, hunters are legally allowed red fox hunting. But in places like California, strict laws prohibit hunting without the proper license and carry fines for non-compliance. Hunters use 0.22 or 223 caliber rifles to quickly take down red foxes. The license limits hunters to a certain number of foxes in a season, no more than 5 red foxes. Daytime red fox hunting is important because nighttime hunting disrupts the delicate ecosystem, especially near farms. Red fox hunting at night can endanger other animals.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.